Hello friends, I am Kavita Jakhar. Today we study about introduction to Linux. Actually, nowadays Linux is a popular operating system that is basically used by large MNC organizations for the administrative work, for performing multiple or large tasks by the servers and maintaining large databases, etc. So, today we study the basic concept of Linux, or we can say introduction to Linux. Before going in depth of Linux, we understand some basic brainstorming questions. First, what is operating system? OS means operating system. Second one is, can you name few operating system that those are we use in day-to-day life? How many OS you have used? Means you use Android phone, so you use Android operating system. You work on PC, then basically you work on Windows or Linux or Mac operating system. Which operating system do you think is mostly used nowadays or in organizations? And why we use this operating system nowadays, and what's the purpose behind using this operating system? Next, first we learn what is operating system or OS. Actually, operating system is a program that consists of software that manage our computer and lets you run application on it. There are different types of operating systems nowadays. Mac for Apple systems, Linux operating system, Windows, for example, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, etc. iOS means Android operating system. iOS used for Apple phones, and Android is used for your basic Android phones. How to interact user to hardware? Actually, user is our input on application. Then application communicate with operating system and operating system communicate with hardware. Then hardware calculate or perform the task on given input by the user, and then send output in reverse order. Means output sent by the hardware to operating system, and operating system send this output to application, and then users see this output on the application screen or in a output screen. Next one, actually, what is Linux operating system? Linux is computer operating system that features that make up Unix and Linux are similar computer operating system, including the following things. For example, detecting and preparing hardware, managing processes, managing memories, providing user interfaces, controlling file systems, providing user access and authentication, offering administrative utilities, starting up services, programming, tools, etc. According to market share, which operating system is used mostly nowadays, and where we use and for what purpose, and by whom this operating system is used? Windows operating system is used in laptop and desktop, and 90% users are use Windows operating system according to market share. Linux operating system used or installed in servers, and 70% is used according to market share, and basically used for administrative work and supporting work and developing work. So administrator, support engineer and developer are used Linux operating system. When we talking about the supercomputer, then 100% Linux is used in supercomputers for administrative work, for support work, and for developing any application or any program. So administrator, support engineer, and developers are used Linux in supercomputer 100%. Next, Why we use Linux operating system? Actually, Linux is a CLI, means command line interface. The power of Linux lies in its command. If you know the commands, then you easily operate Linux operating system. Without commands, many properties are not accessible in Unix or Linux operating system. Linux is an open source operating system. Open source means we can download and modify the source of our operating system. It is a free operating system so that we can't pay for purchase. We just download freely from website and then install. It is secure operating system. There is no need to install antivirus program. File systems are more secure as compared to Windows because most of viruses have .exe extension and Linux does not support .exe format. Just comparing with Windows. Actually, Windows is graphic user interface, the power of Windows. It is closed source, means the source code does not downloaded and modified by user. Proprietaries, because it's purchased, so we can pay for Windows but for Linux we can't pay. Not secure, because in Windows operating system, for protecting from attacks, we require antivirus. So before uh, performing any task, we install antivirus to secure these programs from attacks and viruses. Next, what is Unix and Linux? Actually, Linux and Unix are similar. Linux is a flavor of Unix. So, both are operating systems, and similarly, there are different operating systems. For example, DOS operating system, Windows operating system, and Windows have Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, etc. Mac operating system. Mac also have revised versions. iOS operating system used by the iPhones. Android operating system used by the Android phones, and Unix operating system. Unix also have Solaris Unix. It's developed by Sun Corporation. AIX Unix is developed by IBM. HP UX Unix developed by HP company. True64 Unix developed by the TIC. And next one is Linux operating system. Linux operating system have two families. First one is Debian family and second one is Red Hat family. Debian family have Ubuntu's operating system and Mint operating system. Similar, Red Hat family also have Red Hat operating system, Fedora operating system, CentOS operating system, Oracle Enterprise OLE operating system, etc. Why Unix was developed? We required a multi-user system so that we want to get out of a single user operating system that perform or that maintain multi-users at a time, and we require the portability of systems. What's the features, or we can say characteristics of Unix? There are basically three main characteristics. First one is multi-user, multi-programming, and multitasking. What is multi-user? Actually, multi-users are resources like hardware, hard disk, memory, RAM, application programs are accessible to multiple users at the same time, and all computers are connected to main computer. Those resources, whose resources are available by all the users at the same time, and multiple users access same things without any disturbance and without any error at the same time. Features of Unix. Unix is a portable operating system. It's a multi-user, multi-programming. Its file system have a hierarchical structure, means chain structure, cell, in communication and security point of view. It's a very safe as compared to Windows. Next, history and versions of Unix operating system. Linux operating system was molded on the Unix operating system. Journey of Unix system started in 1967 with Bell Telephone Laboratory, the General Electric Company, and Macintosh Institute of Technology (MIT). In 1969, a simple version Unix played information and computing system. Unix was developed on PDP. PDP 7. In 1971, Unix was ported to PDP-11 computer. However, this version was not portable as its assembly code was machine dependent. In 1974, fifth edition of Unix was released for universities and universities and colleges. In 1978, seventh edition was released and marked as split in Unix development into two main branches, SYSV System 5th and Barclay Software Distribution. In 1991, Linux Torvalds developed a Unix-like operating system that is Linux, but unlike Unix, it is free open source. And what is PDP? PDP is a program data processing. Next, structure here, history and versions. These are the years, and in these years, these are the versions released of Linux operating system. Next, versions of Linux. In 1991, Linux 0.0.1 Unix-like operating system is designed. By 2010, Linux 6.x version is released, as means revised version. In 2011, Linux 3.x revised version of 3 released. In 2015, Linux 4.x means revised version of Linux 4 is released. Next, Unix architecture. Basically, if you want to communicate with hardware, then there are four components. First one is user, second one is cell, third one is kernel, and fourth one is hardware. If we want to communicate with hardware and we provide any input, then we want to the result of that input, then we communicate with hardware. So basically, user communicate with cell and cell communicate with kernel and kernel communicate with hardware. Then we calculate and perform output according to input, and then hardware send this output in reverse order. So here we can say kernel is a heart or a brain of any operating system. Without kernel, we can't communicate with hardware. So if we want to communicate or if we want to calculate and perform any task, then user input our data on cell, and cell is a software like application, and cell communicate with kernel, then kernel communicate with hardware, and hardware performing on given input data, and then output sent to kernel, and kernel reflect that output on cell, and cell give this output to input, and then input to user, and then user can see this output and perform results on given inputs. Next, what is kernel? Actually, kernel, we can say kernel is a heart or a brain of operating system. So, kernel is the core of operating system where its routine and collection of programs are written in C language. Kernel gets loaded into the memory and communicates directly with the underlying hardware as the system gets booted. Some of the major functions of kernel are file management, process management, memory management. Data are converted from user level to machine level. CPU scheduling. Interrupts are dealt from hardware devices. User User programs that needed to communicate with the hardware use the services of kernel. These services are provided through the set of library functions called system call. Creating a file, executing a program, performing database operations, and so on are few of the services provided by system call. What is cell? Cell is similar like a application or a software. Computers does not have the compatibility of translating commands into action. This job is handled by the command interpreter, and this is called the cell, which interprets the user command and converts them to the kernel for execution. Cell is actually the only interface between the user and the kernel. Even though there is only one kernel on the system, there can many cells running in memory, one for each logged in user. There are many cells available in Unix. The most prominent ones are Bourne cell, she shell, corn shell, and base cell. We discuss each cell one by one in next tutorial. Now, what is user? Users contains the application programs such as browsers, database, spreadsheet, Word, Excel packages like Xfig, a drawing package, editor, VM editor, etc. System utilities are the powerful tools that perform a single task. These commands include who, short, ls, ps, grep, cp, wc, and so on. There are many commands are available. For example, ls command lists the directory content, and wc command counts the number of words, lines, and bytes in a file. Users can easily use these commands to solve their problems instead of writing a large application program. So here, Unix login and logout portals. All users must have and maintain the accounts. System administrator grants authority to users. User will prompt the username first and then for password. Password will not be visible while entering. For incorrect login, user will be prompted again. And this is the login and logout structure of any Unix operating system. Thank you.